Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm so excited to be here. It's Wednesday again. It's time for lunchtime. Love and Light Lessons with Christina Johnson on 108 Praise Radio. I'm so excited that you guys are joining me. I've been introducing myself for the last, 3 weeks. This is my fourth week, and I'm so excited. That means I'm going into a month. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. So I'm Christina Johnson, life coach, entrepreneur, God's daughter first and foremost, mother, grandmother, or as my grandkids compassionately call me, Momo.
I love it too.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Everybody was like, what are you going to have your grandbabies calling you? And I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't matter to me if they say grandma. They like, well, you look so young. It should be G-mom and it should be all this cool stuff. And I was like, well, I'll let them decide. So my daughter was like, I think I want them to call you mom like we do. So my grandson, True, since he's the oldest, started it out. And next thing I know, he's like, Mom, Mom. And I'm like, oh, country, but it's so cute. So now, yes, that is me. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you again for spending your lunchtime with me. I love you guys. And guess what? There is nothing, absolutely nothing you can do about it unless you want to love me back. I'll take it. I'm so excited about my guest today. I'm so excited about what we're talking about today. Today, we're going to go into preparing for the one. Okay? I'm so
You better handle it. You better handle it, yes.
Oh my gosh. And so
Preparing for
my
the one.
guest today is Kanique Sky. So before I introduce her, because I have this amazing bio, and I'm like, dang,
It's
so
way too
good.
much .com.
But I have to introduce her first as a friend of mine for over 20 years.
Yes.
Hey, Kanique.
Hey, boo. Girl.
I'm so excited because you guys, me and Kanique met in such a funny way, right? So a friend of mine was putting a group together, a singing group, or he had a friend that was putting a group together. It was with was it with Devontae?
Yes.
With Devontae from Jodeci, so he needed some girls who could sing. And I'm like, I can't really. He's like, just come on. I'm like, okay. I'm not a singer, but when I got there, I met Kanique, and she blew it out of the water, and I was just like, well, I'll just smile and give the looks.
And honey, she more than had the looks covered, let's just say. I used to stare at her and be like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So Kanique is a veteran of stage, television, and film. The Columbia's South Carolina native now resides in Los Angeles by the way of Atlanta, Georgia, where she spent 14 years.
Yes.
Kanique's time in Atlanta was spent working professionally in musical theater, and she later went on to finish as a top 13 finalist on the mega hit show American Idol. Isn't that awesome? Soon after, Kanique relocated to LA and won the Dreamgirls competition sponsored by the, you say this theater name.
Amundsen.
Okay, I didn't want to mess it up.
The Amundsen Theater in LA.
And blackweekly.com. And she toured Italy. That's my dream trip. I cannot wait
We
to go
going.
to Italy. Yes.
We're just going to make it happen.
I can't wait.
Yeah, we're just going to make it happen.
Yes, so she's done countless stage plays over the last 20 years. Her major theater credits include Dreamgirls, For Colored Girls, and Medea's Class Reunion. Award-winning director and producer Tyler Perry, Robert Townsend, I love him, and Kenny Leon have each cast Kanique in their respective projects, tapping into her vocal range. And let me just tell you.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I always used to say that you had a mic in your throat. Not to be funny. Just because I felt like when you sing, you don't even need a mic. Your voice is so amazing.
But you know, that volume has gotten me in a lot of trouble in school.
Has it, girl? But once you start, it's like, girl, go ahead. I can't even be mad at you. Just go ahead.
Team talk too much and too loud.
Oh my gosh, her voice is amazing, you guys. It's so much to say about you. I'm going to leave the bio here. I'm just going to tell you from my point of view. She's an amazing woman, an amazing friend, a beautiful person from the inside out, and I'm so blessed to be able to have you as part of my circle.
I love you, girl.
I love you too. And so I'm so excited that you're here.
I am too. I'm so excited.
Because today we're talking about relationships.
Yes.
And I just want to really scratch out that myth that because you're not in a relationship or you're not married, you can't give relationship advice. It's so not true.
Yep.
I have been married. I've gone through divorce. I've been through a lot. And I have so much that I've learned and grown through that I feel like, of course, I'm able to give advice.
Yes,
Okay?
absolutely.
Because I've been through a lot.
And all of that prepares you for your mate. You know what I mean? For the one. You have to go through a few frogs so that you can even figure out who you are, what it is that makes you happy.
You got that right.
Yeah.
So married, divorced, single again. I know for me, Kanique, I'm just going to share, like, when I first got divorced, I was like, I'm never getting married again. And I'm never getting in a deep relationship because I felt like I had given so much of myself to my marriage, and that's when I feel like I tried my hardest. Because to be honest with you, coming up, because I grew up around abuse, I was really one of those women that were like, you know what? If it's not healthy for me, I don't want no parts of it. He does something, I'm like, that doesn't look good. That's a deal breaker. Goodbye. Mm-hmm. And with my marriage, I felt like I put my heart and soul into it. Mm-hmm. So when it ended, I was like, what am I to do? Like, I honestly felt like I didn't want to give love another chance.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think a lot of people feel like that fresh out of a relationship.
Yes.
Because you're just like, oh my God, like what did I just go through? And the pain, you never, ever, ever, ever want to feel that again.
You absolutely right about that. Ooh.
But the only way to feel that amazing, incredible love is to allow yourself to be vulnerable. You have to always be willing to love just one more time.
Ooh, and that's one of my favorite quotes from, let's see, Maya Angelou.
Is it Maya Angelou?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what she talks about, being able to love again. Take a chance
one
on
more
love.
Time.
Oh, yep. And again, one more time.
And again, one more time.
And it's such a beautiful thing because love feels so amazing.
It feels so amazing.
And because I am just a very loving person, I love everybody. I always say that. That's why I say I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. So it's really hard for me. Putting that block and putting that wall up was very difficult. Yeah. But it was easy after the divorce. And years after that, like I honestly was like, I don't want to date anyone else. And I tried, but I wouldn't give my whole heart away. I held on to that little piece of vulnerability that's like, I don't want you to, come in and hurt me. Mm-hmm. And so it's been really, really tough. But now I'm ready.
Okay. Yay! I love that.
I'm ready.
Hey.
I'm giving my heart away. And so I want to talk about preparing for the one. Because with my life coaching clients, I tell them all the time, write a list of what you want in a mate. Make sure it's not a superficial list. Put what you want in a mate and then be those things. Because I truly believe that we draw to us who we are, whether we like it or not.
Absolutely.
A lot of times what makes you the most upset about a person is because it's something that you're carrying. I feel like relationships are here to teach us about ourselves and teach us about our relationship with God. What do you think?
Or sometimes, and it's so, it's so cliche to say reason, season, lifetime, but sometimes people really come into your life. You only experience them because they were meant to teach you something, or you were meant to teach them something, or to facilitate something in their life.
Absolutely.
How many times have people been in relationships and as a result of that person's wisdom, encouragement, knowledge, background, whatever that thing they have is, propels you into your destiny.
It's true.
You know what I mean? And that's a hard lesson. Sometimes it's hard to, you're like, I don't want to go through that. I just want to be in love and be in love. You know what I mean?
Be happy.
But so we have to take the life lessons as they come and hold on to them and use it for our forever.
All right, Kanique Sky, give it to us, girl.
Listen.
All right. I love me some wisdom. Thank you so much. I do believe that. That's why in my workbook, I always tell women that, like, make sure that you write down what you want in a mate, be those things because you're going to draw to you who you are. Everyone comes into your life as a teacher.
Yes.
They're here to teach you. So whatever that lesson is, when things get rough, I always ask God, like, what am I to learn from this?
Absolutely.
What lesson am I supposed to take from this and then take into my next relationship? And all the ugly stuff, leave it behind. It's so hard to move forward in a relationship when you're carrying this heavy, heavy baggage of things that were in your past.
Yes.
So letting go is a huge part of that. What do you think?
Forgiveness. You know what I mean? And it's not, not just the word, like you have to forgive when a person doesn't ask you for forgiveness. You have to forgive when a person doesn't think you should have to forgive them. You have to forgive them when they don't think they did anything to be given for. You have to let it go for you. You know what I mean? And you know in your heart when you truly let something go. Because when you can truly be happy for a person, despite whatever may have happened in you guys' situation, despite whatever wrongdoing, and you say, well, you know what? I truly wish the best for them.
Yeah,
That's when you've forgiven and let it go. And that's when you have a place of freedom. But until you get to that place, you're hurting yourself.
Yeah.
And it takes time. No, I'm not saying that as soon as it happens and whatever. Listen, let's be clear.
Y'all know it takes some time. Okay.
It takes some time. And it takes some, I kind of operate off of the philosophy, like when you're done, be done.
Yes, be done.
All of that, how you doing? Texting you. How your mama and them? Can I come over after church and get some? Yeah. No, you can't. No.
That's where it gets confusing.
Don't look at me on social media. Don't watch me. Don't talk to me. Leave me. Give me a second. Because you need a chance to get your psyche together.
Absolutely.
You need a chance to heal and draw the lines from what was to whatever your new relationship or whatever that thing is going to be with you guys. You know what I mean? Whether it's just hello from afar every 2 or 3 years or, praise God, amen, they doing good.
I'm glad
whatever
you're
that
doing
is.
good.
Yes, but keep it moving. Stay good over there.
Okay. Yes, it can be confusing because I know for me and my ex-husband, when we divorced, we still saw each other off and on for quite a few years after. And it's so confusing.
It's so confusing.
We even hid it from the kids because we didn't want them to be confused. We were confused enough, I'm sure. So just really letting it go is very tough, but it has to be done in order to move forward, because what man is going to put up with you still holding on to your ex?
No.
Trust me.
And they don't deserve to. They shouldn't have to.
They shouldn't have to. And so letting it go is so important, and being able to forgive and move forward. We've been talking about forgiveness for quite some time now. So tell me, how do you forgive, Kanique? Because people have shared with me, especially last week, we talked about forgiveness, and my favorite quote being, unforgiveness is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. It doesn't benefit you at all.
Not a little bit.
To hold on to it. But it does benefit you to let go and keep it moving and move forward. How do you forgive?
I always, for everything that happens, there's a reason why.
Absolutely.
So I try to put myself in a place of the reason why that may have happened, or reason why the thing that I need to forgive them for may have even occurred in the first place. Were they, and this is for not just male, the love relationships. This is for family, friends, were they immature? Did they have misinformation? Do they just not get it and one day they will? Or, you know what I mean? You just have to think of the reason why and put yourself in their shoes. And then that puts you more of in a place of understanding and trying to understand the other person versus protect yourself will allow you to be able to forgive.
I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
And another thing I had to learn as an adult is meeting not having expectations, and this is more true, I think, for family relationships than it is, relationships, because we have choices in relationships. So if someone doesn't meet the needs that we want for the person who's in that position, we have the option to find someone who does. Right. But in family relationships, we don't.
No.
So you have to stop putting your expectations of who a person should be on them and yourself. When you learn to love somebody and meet them where they are and just say, this is who they are, this is who they're always going to be, then you can have a healthy relationship with exactly who they are with no expectation.
Oh, I love that. That is so important to understand, because a lot of times we expect people to do things as we would do them, to answer the way we would answer, be there the way that we would be there, but that's not who this person is. So we can't expect people to be who we want them to be.
Yes.
We have to accept them for who they are and where they are at this present moment in time.
Yes.
Not saying they can't change, that God's not going to change their hearts, but this is where they are right now.
Absolutely.
And so having a healthy relationship is understanding that's where this person is. Give them time to elevate.
Yes.
And you never know. It may be you putting the pressure on them, and your heart could change.
Yep.
So
exactly.
One of my favorite quotes, my own quotes, I always say is, I've learned to turn my pain into compassion. And a lot of times, if you take, like you said, with the forgiveness, if you understand where they're coming from, why they may be this way, then you have compassion for them and you see them in a different light. That's so good, girl.
Exactly. Yeah.
We getting into the meat already.
It's about being free.
It is about
and if
being
we haven't
free.
learned anything over the last, you and I personally, over the last few days, week, 2 weeks, whatever it's been, life is short.
It's very short.
And that's not just a cliche.
No,
life is short, and you have to be conscious of doing what you can to just have as much peace in your life as you can.
Yes, we've lost an amazing angel. I dedicated my second show to her. I talked about her, Chanel Evans, an amazing friend, an amazing heart, an amazing love, an amazing talent. Just one of God's earth angels. And she was young and she left 2 young sons behind. And it was very, very difficult for everyone that loved her. No one really understood how someone with such a sweetheart, would be plucked from us so early. But God always has a reason. And I feel like within me, it pulled out that, okay, I got to help women. I have to be compassionate to their needs. I have to bless them, help them to live their best lives, which is my mission anyway.
Absolutely.
But it just put the fire behind me because of that. Because of the fact that we are not promised tomorrow.
That's right.
We don't know what is coming our way. Life is always going to throw us curveballs. But I feel like you can enjoy yourself and love it when you're trusting. And I mean trusting God with no doubt.
That's
it's one
right.
thing to say, I trust him, and as soon as you don't have the money for your light bill or something runs behind, or
Lord.
say if something happens in your relationship and you like, oh, Lord, why? Why are you doing this to me? And it's like, no, you have to stand firm in that faith, that unshakable faith.
Yes.
From the jump.
Yes. Yes.
It doesn't mean you're not going to feel what you need to feel. I say that all the time. Cry, kick, scream, do whatever you have to do to get it off of you, and then brush your shoulders off, get back in the game, because you're a child of God. There is no taking no for an answer. We're going to fight, because my dad owns it all. He is the end and the beginning and the end all be all of it all. I'm not taking no for an answer.
Amen.
I'm going to stand on faith.
Yes.
So even when Chanel was fighting, I still was like, Lord, I've seen people walk out of hospice. I've been on my own deathbed. I know what it's like.
Absolutely.
And Lord, you can bring her through. And until he decides, no, I need my angel back with me, or whatever this situation is. No, I'm saving you from this relationship. You don't even know it. Whatever his decision is, I still praise him anyway.
That's right.
But it's so important to enjoy this lifetime, because we don't know how long it's going to be, not only for us, but the people around us. So it's so important just to love.
Yes, to love actively. And so
Yes.
I've always been a person to hug a lot and to say I love you a lot, but I'm even more that now. Like, I don't need a reason. It doesn't, if I just look at you and I feel like, I just love you, I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna hug you, and I'm gonna, because there's, number one, you can never do it too much. You can never express love too much.
Absolutely.
And you'll never regret it.
Believe it.
You'll never regret it.
Believe
so, just that was what it was for me, what I took from that. And it brought me home. I live in Los Angeles. I live in California, 3,000 miles away. And
so beautiful.
It was an unfortunate reason to come home, but I'm basking in you guys. Like, I'm basking in my family and my friends and the love, just because, even where I am can be a very lonely place.
Absolutely.
Everybody's out there pursuing their dreams. No one's out there because they say, hey, I'm going to LA to find a marriage, or, have kids.
Absolutely.
You go out there to pursue something.
That's right.
So you're always in that kind of dogmatic energy. And so for me to be home with my folk, it's just like, yes, I want to stay in love and light.
Yes. And I love it. Okay. I love to love on my people. Everybody that knows me knows that we have a lot of fun together.
Yes.
We have some deep talks. We were in the office the other night
Till
having
5
a
in the morning.
session. Okay.
We had a session.
We did, me, Kanique, and Tony AC. We
Yes.
were in the basement, in the office, getting it in. Really
Yes.
just putting stuff on the table and well, why isn't this like this?
Exactly.
And why isn't that? And just going in, because you have to have those real relationships where you can ask the tough questions, be vulnerable to hearing the truth, be open to hearing the truth, be vulnerable about where you are. I shared some things and I'm like, wait, it ain't always what it looks like. Don't allow social media and what things look like on the outside to make you feel like you're not doing enough or being enough. You're right exactly where God wants you to be at this present moment in time.
Yeah.
So you can't just get scared and fall out. Maybe for a second.
You can do it for a second.
But pull yourself back together and know who you are and whose you are. So we had some real sessions.
Yes, we
did.
did.
And then when you're in LA and you're not close to us, the home team and family, how do you deal with that loneliness? Because not just in LA, I just mean for people who deal with loneliness, because I know I've dealt with that over the years, and now I'm at the point where I can make snow angels in the bed. But before, just being like, okay, I'm not close to my family because my family's in North Carolina. I didn't have a bunch of people to hang out with when I first got here to LA. My sister Shell was here and she worked, I was more of an entrepreneur and she worked a 9 to 5. We didn't get to spend that much time together. And so how do you stay strong while you're waiting on the one? When you feel those moments, and I'm going to say moments of loneliness, or you feel those moments of, I need to start focusing on,
Well, I always try to take whatever it is that's negative in my life and turn it and use that for motivation for my work, for what I do. You know what I mean? I write about relationships.
Yes, you are amazing.
I'm a playwright, and my gift, I believe, from God is for me to be able to find the gray areas in relationships where it's not black and white, where people can't just say, oh, that person's wrong, or I really like to make you think, because there's truth from both sides.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I always really work hard to show the truth. So I throw myself into work. That's what I've done to kind of, really, because that's why I'm there, and if it gets too tough for me, I have to jump on a plane, but you guys are never more than a phone call away,
That's right.
And we've had some incredible conversations from, 3,000 miles away. So, I just think you need to be aware of who you do have around you, because sometimes we say we don't have anybody or we say we don't have support, but if we really think about it, we have someone that loves us, someone that, our mothers can maybe a little overbearing sometimes, but God, little bless their little heart. They mean well, then they got us, they have our backs.
Yes.
So I just think that we need to focus on what the positives that we are. I like to work out. You know what I mean? That's one thing I like to do, take care of myself. And, those are things that kind of facilitate having good energy and positive, endorphins that get released and things like that. So I know it sounds like this stuff is cliche, but if you really activate it, it can really help you. And I'm working hard to make sure that I stay reading on a consistent level.
Now, see, I'm off and on. I used to be a very voracious reader. Now I have to do audiobooks. It still counts, people. So don't be hard on yourself when you're super busy. Pop it on in the car on the way to work. Pop it on in between appointments. How
does it work? Like, where do you are they online? Like,
you can get them from Barnes and Nobles and everywhere. You can actually buy the audiobooks, or you can download them to your, iBooks or whatever you have. And
now, is everything available as an audiobook? Every book available?
A lot of books are.
Really?
Especially really popular, great books.
Okay.
So I'll pop it in the car and listen to it on my way to wherever I'm going.
Okay.
It's really hard. It's like a sleeping pill.
Okay.
I start to read a book and then I'm asleep. But yeah, reading is so important. Making sure that you're giving yourself that wisdom and knowledge and educating yourself, because time is constantly changing. So staying busy is super important, guys. And like she said, it may sound cliche, but it is important.
It is important.
I'm so excited about next week. We're going to have the owner of My Gym Effect Fitness here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Dooley's coming to talk about working out and all of that good stuff. But it works for me. I've been going to this gym consistently for over a year, and it's been so good, like you said, to release those endorphins and to get my body moving and get my blood flowing.
Yes.
And it does help, because by the time
Absolutely.
I'm done in the evening, I'm ready to crash.
Yep.
I ain't thinking about...
Yep. Well, honey, let me tell you, you zips around that house. I my God, today I just feel like I just need to be up doing something, Jesus. She's, good morning, Kanika. Okay, yes, good morning, Christina. Okay. And I'm like, and I'm not a morning person.
I'm so
her
morning
energy
person.
be like, I'm just like, how on earth? Sit down somewhere. It's only 7:30.
I'm like, you want pancakes?
I'm like, sure,
Yeah.
sure, okay.
Yeah, I know. Like, staying busy actually is so important for so many reasons, but I think it does really help because do you feel, okay, I'm going to ask you a question and let me know. Do you feel that women should be looking for their mate, or do you think that their mate will find them?
I do think it's up to us to position ourselves.
Okay. And
just
when you
like just like we we position ourselves for success.
Yes.
A lot of people just want Mr. Right to show up at their door, and that's, unless he's the FedEx guy, probably not going to happen. So I do think we have a responsibility as a single woman. Like, I know for me, it's other than going to eat, it's a drag for me to like get dressed to go out. But I always say to myself, you're single, go. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know where your potential mate is going to be, or just some great person that you meet. And I'm not even opposed to online dating. And I've had several friends, in fact, my close relatives like are married from people that they met online. Now, I do think just like with anything else, you have to do your proper vetting and things like that.
Yes.
But I think with how busy, especially busy professionals, and the way the online culture is now, it's just normal to be online, to date, have at least a profile somewhere that you check every now and then, or whatever that is.
It looks
I don't think
fun.
there's anything wrong
A couple
with
of
that.
my friends have it, and I'm on there with them, like, slide to the right, slide to the, ooh, he looks cute. Okay, he might be all right. It looks like it's fun, and it makes your life so much easier, especially when you're busy.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I was going to ask, too. How do you balance it all? Like, in my life right now, I was thinking marriage would be very tough to squeeze into this crazy schedule.
Nope. You're using the wrong word. You don't squeeze your marriage into anything. Your
See,
marriage
that's why
is
I'm still single, guys.
well, I'm single too, but I have been married, and I know what I didn't do. So, your marriage is priority, obviously.
Yes,
so
you're
it's not about,
right.
and I feel like where you value your relationships, and if you're in a relationship with and you have a significant other, they deserve to have some priority. Yes. They deserve to not just be, squeezed into your schedule, but say, hey, and you and I have been talking about this recently. Okay, when is a date night? You know what I mean? When is our specific time where we say no to everything else unless it's something dire or, life-changing, that no, I'm sorry, this particular afternoon, this particular evening is for my mate, So I'm a big proponent in that. Everybody doesn't necessarily feel that that's important, but I think you make time for everything else. You schedule time for everything else. Schedule quality time, because I know by the time you come to bed sometimes at night, you like, deuces, I'm tired. You know what I mean?
I can't.
So why should they get that last little 5 minutes right before you fall asleep when you're not even really, your beautiful, vibrant self? She's
gonna get a whole bunch of people in trouble. Just hush, Kanika.
Girl,
I'm just kidding.
But listen, I want to be popping.
No, you're absolutely right. That was my next thing. How did we prioritize? Because I know, even being a mom, when I was doing interior design full time, now I got like 10 full time jobs. But back then, I used to take my kids to work with me when I was off. When they were off from school, spring break, I'm like, okay, I would put them to work because I wanted them to be able to see what I do, but also be able to spend that time with them.
Yes.
So my priorities were to take care of my family, but by doing that and being able to work, I would take them to work with me.
Exactly.
So how do we prioritize? Because I know, like I said, I'm super, super busy all the time. By the time I get home, I'm dog tired.
Exactly.
I'm back up super, super early in the morning. How do we prioritize putting the Mr. first?
You schedule it. You see this little book you got right here with all your notes and your dates, and then schedule it. Put his name in there.
We're going to take a call. I'm being hard-headed
my future
this morning,
boo, I'll schedule you.
and I'm being the devil's advocate this morning. Forgive me, guys. I know it's a lot of busy women out there, so we're going to take our first caller. I'm so excited.
Yay, we got a caller.
Yeah, they've been holding forever, and we have
Can I
some
say
more
the number
callers,
real quick?
so-
Just
yes.
770. If someone who's watching the feed for me can put it on my thing. 770-988-6461.
That's the call-in number, you guys. Call.
Hey, Danny D.
Someone
Yes.
said no. That's right. I
What
said
she-
squeeze. How do I squeeze my husband
No,
in?
you don't squeeze them in.
Hello, caller. Can I have your name and where you're from?
Hey, Evan. Hey, Mario.
Good morning, caller. Can I have your name and where you're from?
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Tanya.
Hey,
Hi,
T.
Sissy.
How you doing, honey?
I am good. I am good. How are you all doing this
We're
morning?
doing good. You must have something about these relationships for us.
Girl, yes, I have quite a few questions to ask. Well, I'm just going to limit it down to 2 questions.
Okay.
So I am involved. Well, I don't want to say involved. I am, dating someone that had a loss. Right. So how do you deal with someone that has a lost loved one?
Grief.
So it's kind of, grief. And it's been 2 years, so
Since
I just want
it's
to
been 2
know
years
what
since,
advice can.
since the person passed away.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I was initially going to say to remember that grief comes in waves. It's something that comes up, especially when it's fresh. It comes up, they're upset, you're crying, you're, angry, and the next minute you're laughing again and you're feeling better and you're feeling like you can get through this. And then the next thing you know, another big wave comes and hit you. So understanding that grief is a process.
Yes.
And
Right.
even though it's been 2 years, it's different for
fresh.
everybody because this is a person who's not going to return, who they lost. So it's going to take time for them. At the same time, I think for you being patient, being a good listener, helping to keep their mind, on other things, and being able to be an ear most of all, and be present. Sometimes people just want to vent and just want you to listen. They don't always want you to solve it. So
That's
I think being an ear is amazing. Like now when my kids call me, I'm like, okay, do you want to just vent and I not say anything? Do you want mom, the protector who gonna snap out her babies?
Right. Okay.
Or do you want the life coach just to give you some great advice and leave it alone? So I think it's important to just kind of feel the loved one out, see what they need and how you can be of help. And also I would like to get Kanique in on this because I know Kanique had an amazing close relationship with her father. She lost her father, and being able to heal and grieve and heal and go through this process. And it's been how many years now?
It has been 8 years now.
8 years, and
Yeah.
it's still painful.
It's extremely painful.
So could you give some
the best advice, because I it's so funny, I used to actually feel sorry for the people around me because they were trying so hard and it was literally nothing you can do. And when I say nothing you can do, you can't take that pain away. The only thing, like you said with Christina, is be there, and try not to allow them to sink into a dark place. So don't feel like you always have to have the answer. People struggle with like, well, he's in a better place. Well, he ain't suffering no more. They try to give these, and they mean well, but sometimes they can almost make the grieving person angry because you some things you don't want to hear.
Yes.
So don't try to find the right thing to say. Just being there, just if you see that they're going through a place. I'll never forget one of my girlfriends, Felice Weaver. It was my dad's birthday. She didn't say anything. She just said, you're not going to stay in the bed today, so I just want you to come with me. She took me to the store and we bought balloons, and she gave me this little card to attach to the balloons. I wrote a note to my father, released the balloons. We went to lunch. We ate all day. Like we just had a great day. So sometimes just taking them out of their environment, if it's a day that may trigger for them an anniversary, that person's birthday, a holiday, just being aware and sensitive to that. But don't necessarily try to find the words to say. Just offer a hug in your presence, because you don't know really what is going to be comforting to them. You know what I mean? So just you being there is enough, more than enough.
That's
Okay.
beautiful. I hope that helped you, Tony, Tanya.
Yeah, yes, it
Oh,
did.
awesome.
So the second question I need to know is, when is the right time to introduce to the family?
When is the right time to introduce your mate to your fam?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's on y'all. Like,
Yeah, you have to decide what feels comfortable for you. I know
Okay.
when CeeLo and I were dating, my children
Uh-huh.
hadn't met him yet because we wanted to make sure that this was a relationship that we were going to water and give sunshine to and grow, and he was going to be around. So we
yeah,
waited about 6.5 months before he met my children.
Okay.
yeah,
By then, he was like, I want you to be the one. We knew that this was, going to be a solid relationship. And then we introduced him to my
yeah,
kids and then my family.
yeah.
So it really depends on your comfortability, where you are, and when you
Okay.
guys are ready.
Yeah,
But
and if you feel there's a future there, like if you don't feel there's a
exactly,
solid future there, it's just no
reason
reason to,
to.
you know?
Okay.
But I love you and
Okay.
congratulations, boo, on that new book
I know, okay, we're gonna talk more
bag.
about that.
Thank you. I love you.
Hey, Felicia.
I just talked about
Okay,
her.
I'm going to go to
Thank
our
you. I
next
love you all
caller. Thank you,
too.
honey.
Love y'all.
Love you, baby.
Felice's watching, the one I just told you about.
Oh,
Hey,
hi,
Felice. She's
Felice.
all the way in Italy.
Wow.
Yes,
My
she moved
dream.
to
She
Rome.
moved?
She moved.
Okay, we're coming to visit you, baby.
But she's the one who took me out for the
That's
day to
so
celebrate my father's
awesome.
birthday. And she's always
Aw.
been amazing with that kind of stuff.
All right, we're going to take next caller. Tony.
Hi.
Hi, Tony AC.
Hey, Tony. Oh,
How are you guys today?
oh,
Okay.
They were doing this
all
all day the other day, you guys. I was like,
I know.
I had so much fun. Hey, T, what you got for us?
I have questions. No, I'm
Oh, girl, what? What's
well, we
that?
might have answers.
look, look, this topic is hitting home, honey. I
All
mean, it's
right.
really hitting.
Yes, God.
First of all, I'm glad that the last caller, she asked some questions that I actually needed to know about when you're dating someone who's going through a grieving process.
Okay.
And how to, be accommodating and not to, just be a listening ear. So I think you answered that one for me, actually. So
Awesome.
thank you to the other caller for that question. But also just finding time, like when you're a busy person and you have a busy schedule, and you're back in the dating scene after divorce, just finding time to fit it all in and introducing someone to your world. Because I keep hearing this over and over as I'm, newly dating again. It's like, oh, I'm just a regular guy. And I'm like, what do you
If I
mean?
hear
Or
that
I'm just
one more
ordinary.
time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I know. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just an ordinary girl. I just have a cool job. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
My job
Exactly.
is fine.
I heard that the
you
other
know.
day, like, and it was a compliment on one hand, but then it's like, come on, like, just because we're powerful women
Yes.
who operate in our gifts and our purpose,
That's right.
it doesn't mean at the end of the day, we're still just like what that movie says. We're just an ordinary girl standing in front of you, asking you to love me.
That's right.
I still need to be loved from a basic core level, just like everybody else.
That's right.
It doesn't matter what I do. I need support and love,
Yes.
and there's nothing quote unquote ordinary about that. So sometimes I get in my little feelings about that because I feel
Yeah.
like people put us in this, because they may have seen us on TV or see
Yes.
us do this or do that. They feel some kind of way we have to be loved extraordinary. I mean, yeah, we want
Now,
extraordinary
you want that
love.
extraordinary love
But
now.
what I'm saying is it
Yes,
doesn't
I
take us
think so.
outside of this man doesn't have to be jumping out of airplanes every day to be able
That's
to
right.
fit
That's
into
right.
our lives and match us. You
And
know what
I
I mean?
think sometimes it's not you or the amazing job that we have or, us being on television and that type of thing. It has a lot to do with the man and the self-esteem and
Yes.
where he is sometimes, because I'm infamous for dating a irregular guy. Like, I've been divorced for 12 years. I've dated about 6 people. I know it's not a lot. But a lot of times that's what happens. They look at
They get
your
intimidated.
ex. They look at what you do for a living. They look at your schedule and they're like, oh,
In your circle.
and your circle, and they're like,
Yes.
I don't know if I can do enough or be enough. That's an issue to me. That's
Yeah.
an issue with the person.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter whose life I walk into or who they are or what they do. I know who I am.
Yeah.
I know whose I am.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna stand in that and be okay with that and where I am. And I love when a man comes to you and is like, this is who I am, this is what I have, this is what I can be to you, and put it all on the table, because I respect that more than trying to be someone that you're not, or feeling like you have to overcompensate, because eventually that turns into resentment.
Yes.
That's a whole nother list of issues,
And you can't keep it up
because
it's
they've
not
been
real.
trying to keep up a facade.
You can't keep it up.
Yeah, so I think
And you'll
it's-
start resenting us, like you said,
It's true.
for trying to be something that you're not,
Yes.
because you're trying to be what you think we want or need you to be, and that's not. We just want you to be you.
Just
Right.
be you,
You know?
just be giving
And
and
loving.
loving and kind and loving, and let me reciprocate those same beautiful things to you. So I guess at the
Absolutely.
end of the day, Tony, I would say keep being the amazing you that you are. Continue to love the way that you do. Like I said earlier, a lot of times we reflect who we are. So learn the lessons as they come. That's what dating is about.
That's right.
You know, when I started saying, you know what, instead of looking at this person like, oh, maybe he's my future husband. Could we have kids? Could we do this? Could we do that? I would say, I'm just going to enjoy this, get to know
Yeah.
the person, take my time, and then move forward.
Enjoy hanging out. I like to call it hanging out.
When we put so much pressure
Let's
on
hang
them
out.
being the one, or being this
Yeah.
fantasy that we have in our heads of
Yeah.
this perfect person, which doesn't exist, I think it's a lot of pressure on us. Be
Yes.
okay with the process, trusting the process
Yes.
is very, very important.
And in the meantime, freeze your eggs.
I'm just learning how to do that. I am.
Did you hear this crazy girl?
Freeze your eggs so you can kick it.
She said, freeze your eggs. Oh
What
my
did you
God.
say?
She said, freeze your eggs so you can kick it.
Freeze my eggs.
I thought about that at one time.
No, listen, it's a real situation, and especially as African American women, we're not really hip to that like the other women are. You know, going ahead and putting that on hold so you don't have, because our biological clock is natural. It's natural for us as women to think about being mothers. So it's natural to meet a guy and be like, my baby will be tall. My baby will be,
Yes.
you know, this. And so to stop
Right.
that in you from being a part of the dating process and really just being able to enjoy the person, you can put them eggs on ice. And they over there nice and cool, and you can date without the pressure of saying, like, you know, I gotta have kids by a certain time.
That's
And,
very
you know.
wise.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. I
Yeah.
actually love that. And I just feel like God doesn't work on our time. God's time is just always on time.
Absolutely.
So trust him. Trust him and know that he's the one is coming. Exactly.
And
in
can I
his
say
time.
something? I just want to say something. I think that a mistake a lot of women make, and
Yes.
it's because it's in our nature to love and be loyal and committed. We give commitment away to men too soon.
Oh Lord.
And-
this child coming on here with all the good stuff.
Listen, and you need, dating is for collecting data. And you, just like you, when you apply for a job, do you just submit to one job and hope that one job work out?
That's
no.
right.
You give multiple opportunities, multiple situations an opportunity.
Absolutely.
So when you're dating, stop committing to someone so early before they've earned the right to say that they're your man. What have they done to qualify as, oh, now this is my lockdown man? No,
Exactly.
sir. You date multiple, and I'm not saying be, sexually promiscuous. I'm
That's right.
saying date
Dating.
and get to know multiple men, and may the best man win. But when you have options, you position yourself in a much better place than putting the pressure on one guy to do right. He
That's
might
right.
not.
Yeah.
And then guess what? You've taken up 2 years of my life. You've taken up 3 years of my life. You've taken up 5 years of my life that I
That's
can't
true.
get back.
Very
Where they
true.
do that at?
Girl, that
no,
is
that's
so
not what we're
true.
doing.
Preach.
That's not what I'm doing
Amen.
anymore. Let me say
Amen.
that. So let's be
Yes.
clear. It's not about, being, like I said, just being out there, but it
That's
is
right.
about making sure you have options until someone has proven themselves worthy to take up
Okay.
that space and time in your life.
Very true. I
Period.
love it. Very true. Tony, I hope that helped you, boo.
It did. I had some questions, but that was good. I just sometimes just have to listen. And so, but I said earlier on the text stream, I was just saying that I am not giving up on love. I've been divorced for 3 years, but I'm not giving up on love.
Amen.
I'm not jaded. I agree totally with Kanique, what you said earlier about the fact that you know you've healed when you can truly be happy for that other
Yes,
person
yes.
and have no qualms
I
about it.
know.
I'm not attached to the
I know.
story anymore. I'm just like living my life to
Yes.
the fullest.
Yeah.
And I'm truly living and not just existing,
Existing.
which is
Yes.
what
I
I was
love
doing.
that.
And we're going to be
And
living in Cabo in a couple of months.
yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Yeah, we're about to go to Mexico, you guys. That's so funny.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're
So,
gonna live it up. Okay. So
yes. So
yes.
I appreciate that. And this is a great topic. I'm in the conversation. I am on set right now, so I'm like ducking in and out. He's ducking
Oh,
in and
that's
out, and
okay.
people
Yeah.
are walking in the dressing room like, "What are you listening to?"
Let them listen,
I'm
boo.
I
glad.
love you,
On the way,
Tony.
Praise Radio.
Okay, 108 Praise Radio. I'm so excited about my guest today, Kanique Sky. Kanique, thanks for joining us. This is
Yes.
so amazing.
This is so awesome.
And again, our call-in number is 770-988-6461. Tony, have an amazing day.
All
Love you,
right, bye,
Tony.
ladies.
Bye, baby.
Love you too.
Love
All right.
you. All right.
So I do my Wisdom Wednesdays, and today I have a quote that says, if you meet somebody and your heart pounds and your hands are shaking and your knees go weak, that's not the one. When you meet your soulmate,
I love
you'll
it.
feel calm. No anxiety, no agitation. What do you think
Yes.
about that?
I think that's everything, because that other stuff is just, we think it's love, but it's really a lot of time it's lust.
Lust, and
It's
it's
just
physical.
this excitement of this person that just makes you feel excited. But you're right, the person that's for you will center you.
Yes.
Because you can only excel when you're centered. You
Yes,
know that
Lord.
when we're jittery and we're all over the place,
Girl.
it's like running on a treadmill. You're not getting anywhere.
Yes.
But when the person in your life grounds you,
Oof.
you can go and just be amazing.
Yes, you can't think straight when you're anxious.
You can't think
and I
straight
think
when
the
you're
physical
anxious.
gives you that. Like,
That's right.
Oh, he's fine. He's
Right.
tall. He this. He that. And
Girl,
you're
if a
not
man make me feel like that,
thinking.
I run.
You do.
Girl, if they too fine, and I'll be like, oh Lord, no, don't come over here.
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna just keep that to myself.
Listen,
Yes.
save the drama for your
Okay,
mama.
it's
Like,
true.
no, it's something even in a man's voice.
True.
That's why I actually like to have conversations more so
Yes.
than I see a person initially.
And why aren't we talking anymore? Why is everything?
Oh my
text?
God, do not text me .com or net. I'm so over it.
Okay, because we were in the store the other day, you guys, and someone was texting Kanique, and she's like, "Should I go off?" Because look,
I feel like
why
going
are you
off right
texting
now.
me this?
He is
and I'm like,
stop.
yeah, this is something that we should have a conversation about, talk about over the phone,
Yes.
over dinner, over
Yes.
lunch. I
Yes.
think a lot of technology has just taken over. And when it comes to dating, I personally, Christina Johnson, like it the old-fashioned way. I want to go out on a date. I want to be picked up. I want you to open the door for me. I want to go
Absolutely.
sit. I want to look in your eyes and have conversation.
Have conversation. And in between, I'm going to just tell you, I was telling a friend of mine yesterday, I said, I went on 3 dates with the same guy. And I didn't feel like I knew him any more than the moment we said hello.
And why?
Because we never communicated between the dates. It was always a texting thing. It was always a text here and there, or a text to make the next plans. And I appreciated that we actually made plans, but I never had conversations with him just on a day-to-day basis, just
Wow.
to even get to know who he is and what he thinks about things. So every time we got in front of each other, it felt like a stranger. You know what I mean? And so I would say that to everybody, because I know men and women alike can be guilty of that.
Right.
Stop texting folk to death. Pick up the phone and call.
It's
You
so
know what I
true.
mean? Like, unless you can, really, right?
so
Unless you're
true.
confirming a time, or, whatever, or just checking in and say, good morning, beautiful, have a great day. I know you're busy, but you know what? When I get some time at lunch, I'm going to give you a call, Call me, because I'm about to turn my text messages off.
Okay. Oh, what if you're on a date
Listen.
and he's texting and on his phone during the date? Let's talk about that.
I'm going
How do
to the
we deal with
bathroom
this?
and climbing out the window.
Girl, I feel like that's so rude. I remember one time it was me and a group of girls. I don't know if you were with us. Yes.
Where?
And it was Erica. We were at Thumbs Up, I think. And we were all on our phones just doing our little things. Everybody's busy. So we're
Right.
doing our phones. Next thing I know, there's a bowl coming around.
Erica
Drop
did
your
that.
phone,
Yeah,
drop your phone,
we had to
your
drop our phone in
your
a bowl
And she
and be
said
together.
that. Yes.
Yep.
And I think it's important that we give each other that space and time. And I'm the one to be talking. Because, sometimes your phone becomes your mate.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so when you're not talking to somebody, you're on Instagram,
something,
you're on Facebook,
the
you're
million
playing
things that are
Candy
on our
Crush,
phone. Mm-hmm.
you know, or I'm on YouTube, and it's like I've gotten so accustomed to being on my phone that when I am on a date and they're like, "Oh, do you mind putting your phone?" I'm like, "Oh,
I know, but you know, the other thing for us that's kind of. It just kind of makes it worse for us is our work is a lot on social media and advertising, especially when we're doing shows because we have a brand and we got to stay engaged with our audience. So sometimes we're actually working, but there's no excuse. We still have to make time. Now I will tell people when I'm producing a show, like when I'm producing a play, you got to give me a little bit of
Oh yeah.
But for the most part, we have to be just as aware of putting our phone away. I'll put my phone on like airplane mode or something like that and stick it in my purse to make sure I'm engaged with the person.
I love that.
Yeah,
it's so important, you guys. So all of our great points on finding the one is making sure that you've healed from your past relationships.
Yes.
You're not holding on to that old stuff, that you're forgiving and that you're letting go, so that it opens your life up for the new, and making sure that you're staying busy in that single time.
Yes.
Not only are you healing, but follow your dreams and stay busy and do things that you love. Take care of your body.
Yes.
Go to the gym. Find a class you like. I really believe in finding a place that feels fun and energetic and that you love. Like I love kickboxing like that, and I love my gym Effect Fitness like that. Find a place that you can't go 2 or 3 days and like I gotta go back.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And find that place so that you can stay energetic and stay busy, and make sure that you're surrounding yourself with amazing people. As Kanique said earlier, your tribe is so important, because these are the people that's gonna walk with you through these relationships, through these breakups, and you don't want anybody that's gonna be hard on you or girl, leave him alone because he doesn't have this or he's not doing that. But they're gonna understand and be a listening ear and give you positive feedback. And then if you do have your heart broken, they're gonna be there to catch you and walk you through that heartbreak and heartache. And like you said with your friend, show up in those hard times when you need someone, and just be present for you.
Be present.
And just the sweetest little things can mean everything.
And one thing about when you were saying about self-care and things that you should do, but I really think one thing that's important is drink a glass of wine.
Well, the Bible does say, have a glass of wine, don't get drunk. You can have a glass of wine, just don't get drunk.
You can have a glass of wine. Red wine, and red wine is actually good for your health.
Yeah, the red is good for your heart.
Did Jesus turn water into wine?
He sure did.
So how can it not be?
You're right.
A glass of, and people feel guilty about that. I used to, of course, because there's this thing with Christianity and, and this misconception. But if the Bible doesn't, it says specifically, do not get drunk. You need to drink wine and you need to eat chocolate.
It'll help you.
Listen, I'm telling you the truth. Now, that good chocolate. Go to Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, get you some dark chocolate. It really does have a thing. I was wondering what it was. It's like coffee. It has a thing in it that actually does something to make you, which is why women love chocolate so much and we crave chocolate. It has something in it. Those things that we like, we're talking about taking care of ourselves and eating well and eating, grapes. But there are certain things that we need to just sometimes just relax a little bit and let us enjoy life. You know what I mean?
Enjoy your life.
Yes.
That's the thing.
Yes.
God put us here to enjoy ourselves.
Yes.
I don't think we're supposed to be here always upset, always mad, constantly working. There's so many beautiful places in this world that you can see and visit, travel.
That's right.
Keep yourself busy. Cover yourself with light and go out here in the world and really enjoy yourself.
Enjoy life.
I think
that's
right.
Awesome.
I know. I had so much fun with you today.
This was great.
I always get anxious when time is winding down because I can't believe it goes so fast. You've been amazing to me.
Thank you, Boo. This was so much fun.
Wisdom.
No.
So listen, I know that you have a 501c3. I would love for you to talk about that for a second, and also let our listeners know how they can get in touch with you.
Okay.
And find
you.
My
name is spelled Kinnik. And my last name is Sky, S-K-Y, Kinnik, S-K-Y. That's everything. Social media, KaniqueSky.com. Everything is by my name. But I do have a 501c3 called Athletes and Entertainers for Change.
That's so awesome.
And the mission is for athletes and entertainers to use their resources and their relationships to affect change in the community.
Oh, wow.
And so one of the programs that I have right now that I absolutely love is called the Sky Academy. And this is where I expose inner city youth to filmmaking and arts and culture. But more importantly, it's the behind the scenes jobs in the entertainment business, because kids always know they can be an actress or a singer or this or that, but they don't know they can be a lighting designer, a set designer. They can be, audio. They can do editing. They can do so many things and have a viable career, but they're not exposed to that. So I take kids, I literally go to Watts and Compton and get my babies, and they work behind the scenes at my productions, at my stage plays. This year we working towards doing our first film this year. So so we went fine dining and did an etiquette class.
So
we went to
important.
the see a professional basketball game. So it's just about exposing the youth to life.
I love that.
Because these kids, a lot of them, Christina, like their day to day is just surviving.
Yeah.
It's just like their parents having a difficult time feeding them,
Yes.
so of course they don't have the money to do the extra things or expose them, and kids can't aspire to what they don't know exists. So that is what the Sky Academy is about. So if you follow me, I'm always sharing about my babies and
because if someone wanted to donate, how would they go about doing that?
you can
Is
go
there a
to
website?
the website, and thank you for that. The AEFC.org, which stands for the Athletes and Entertainers for Change. So it's the AEFC.org, and you can go to the I believe there's actually a donate button, and you just go to the donate page, and then you go to that, and it's whatever you donate is actually a tax write-off. We have our official 501c3 paperwork, so it is a tax write-off, and we appreciate it. I haven't done a lot of soliciting people, but everything definitely helps.
Yeah.
Your time helps. It all helps.
Volunteering your time, and
Yes.
it helps to donate because then you're able to take them to
I'm
have
able to
these
do these
different
events.
experiences.
Yes.
And a lot of us have been blessed to be, cultured, and people have shown us, different ways of living. Some people, and especially young children, don't have that opportunity. So whatever you can do to help,
Yes,
would be
so appreciated.
such a blessing.
Yes.
And so, how do they follow you on social media?
At Kinnick Sky, so it's at KINNIKSKY on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and then KinnickSky.com, KINNIK. Same way backwards and forwards. It's a palindrome. My mom wanted a name that she could spell the same way backwards and forwards. I don't know who does that, but KinnickSky.com. So I would love to hear from you guys.
I love it. So thank you, Kinnick, again for coming. I've enjoyed you so much.
I've enjoyed you, and I'll enjoy you tonight at home.
I know,
go back
right?
to your house.
Kinnick staying with me, you guys. So we're having a lot of fun.
So much fun.
So yes, you guys, if you want to find me, go to my website, ChristinaSJohnson.com. You can join my mailing list so that I can send you all of the amazing things that
Yes.
the guests that I'm having are doing, that I'm doing, so you can get my workbook, my gratitude journal. Follow me on IG at Christina Johnson _ on Facebook, Christina Johnson, Twitter, Inner Peace, INNERPIECE. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next Wednesday here on Lunch, Love and Light Lessons with Christina Johnson on 108praiseradio.com. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I love you.